Okay, we're recording and we're all live. So welcome to the meeting. In this session, we'll talk about Salesforce integration with FormTitan and how to create data in Salesforce. So really handy, because essentially that's what you'll use FormTitan for, to link your data back to Salesforce. And as I go through this, please post your questions in the chat, and then at the end, if we have some time, I'll be happy to answer them, or other guys can answer them as well. So we'll start off with, this is a form builder, and anything that you want to push to Salesforce or you want to read from Salesforce, you do here. So let me just refresh this form quickly. And then in the form, you have form, settings, and Salesforce integration. Now there are two parts to this. One's called push and the other one's called get. Get means reading data from Salesforce, and push means pushing the data into Salesforce. And you can combine them into one. And here, I'm going to show you how to push data to Salesforce using a submit button. And then later, I will show you how it works with a Salesforce action. So one at a time. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and create a contact. So for that, I'm going to need my first name, last name. Let's get an email field. And then we'll get a simple text field and we'll call this mobile. And then it's important to have a button, because otherwise there's nothing for the users to click on. So once you've got that, you'll see a default screen like this every time you put a button on the page. You will I'll explain why this screen comes up later, but for now, the only thing you need to focus on is making the button type to be submit. Click save and you're good to go. So again, I spoke yesterday the value of adding tags onto every field. So make sure you do that. And then when you tag them, it's important to identify them really easily. So email, and then I'll give this one a tag as well. Mobile. Okay, so then we go to form, Salesforce integration, and what we'll do is we'll push some data into Salesforce. So this is going to create a record in Salesforce. All I need to do is click on push, and then you need to go ahead and select your object. And it can be anything, standard or custom. So I will select contact. That's the object I'm going to write to. And then be sure to add a comment. This is very important. So you can just say, this is creating a contact. And then in the action, I'm going to set this to create. So we're only creating. I will talk about this a little bit later. So you've got a bunch of these options here. And if you're ever confused about any of these options, click on question mark and you'll be able to find out what each of these features actually mean and what they do, because you'll be able to see a live demonstration in a video. So you will see the cause and effect. So here, we've got this create, and then these are self-explanatory. You'll be able to have a look at them on the question mark. Next up is rule condition. Okay, this is important if you want to set rule condition. So here you can say if email, this push will only work if email is not empty. Okay, if we click apply, set map fields, and then in the mapping, I'll just simply go ahead and map the fields. So let's say, and on the left here, you can type in filter. So first name will be first name. So if I choose last name, and then I can use last name. Email, I can do email. And then mobile, we can do mobile. Okay, so if I now show you, on the right-hand side, you've got something called show. And then if I choose map fields, I can see all the map fields here.
Ami?
Yeah.
Can I jump in for a second?
Sure.
We've got like a very strong audience today with us. Yeah. So like 90% of them really know good FormTitan. So we can like switch to something like a bit more advanced, like with tables, with like condition logic, with model screen. We can improvise the session. It could be much more fun.
Yeah.
And for the one, I think like Ofer is like kind of new, we can send him the morning recording.
Sure.
So,
fair enough.
You okay with that? Yeah?
I'm okay with that. Is everybody else okay with that?
I don't care. Yes. no, they are. It's good. So,
okay.
Yeah, let's play with some, do like custom action, hidden, conditional logic, open a model screen, and let's take it improvise.
Okay, got it, fine. All right, so what I'll do is, let's start with some tables. I'll show you some fun stuff that you can do with tables. Okay, so let's say I type in table, and then I want to bring this over here. And then what I'll do is I'll bring some data in here, and I will show you what that data and what you can do with that data. Really, really fun stuff. So let's say I'm going to bring back all my contacts in here, okay? And then what I'll do is I'll go to basic, and then I'll go ahead and add some stuff like full name, I'll say email, and then I'll say their mobile number, for example, okay? So that's the data I'm going to bring back from Salesforce. So if I click map fields, add object, I'm going to choose the object contact, then we'll say brings back the table data from contact, okay? And then what I'll do is I'll say execute on form load, which means as soon as the form's loaded, this query is going to get executed. Condition, I'm going to bring back everybody, and I'll limit it to 1,000. I don't even have 1,000, but okay, we'll say 1,000. And then in the map fields, I can go ahead and specify which data I want to bring back. So I'll say full name, I'll say email, and I'll say mobile, okay? That's it. So when you map the table field, there will always be table dot your field name that you specified in the column. Really important to be aware of that fact. Once you click apply, apply, save, and then preview. So look, it's now brought back all my contacts from Salesforce. Very, very cool functionality. Now, there are a couple of things you can do with this. And if I click on the table, you can choose how many rows you want to display per page. I'll say 1,000, and then you can even add filter, okay? So this is what this does. If I refresh it, I can now search for my contacts directly using a filter. Makes it really, really handy. Is the limit to 1,000? Yes, there are limits to 1,000 only. Are there limits to make this bigger? Benny, would you like to comment on that?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. So yeah, we're bringing back all the contacts, and then there are a couple of stuff that you can do. One of the awesome things you can do with the table is you can inline edit. So you don't have to bother doing another get or a push. Once you're getting the data, you can push the data directly within the table. So I'll show you how that functionality works, okay? Let's say I'll click on the table, I'll go to advanced, and then I check something called allow inline editing. And then here you can configure which fields are editable. So for me, just to show you this demonstration, I'll check one, which is the mobile. All right, but you can add more fields if you wish. And then you can also map the record ID to a hidden field as well. Once you click apply and save, but now refresh this form, let me find this contact, for example. Let's say we'll give it a random number, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, if I tab out, this has been updated in Salesforce. So let's go and check. Go to a contact. There's Betty, the contact we just updated. And look at that. It's updated it. That's the power of inline editing within Form Titan, that you can just bring back data and allow users to go ahead and modify it as they see fit. And then they can just search on it and then modify quickly. It's quick on the job and you're good to go. So that's one feature, and there are tons available here within the table. We won't be able to go through all of them as it will take a lot of time. But yeah, you can allow view. So if you want to view additional data, you can add more fields that they can view. So for example, I'll just say, you know what, I want to see account. And then you can add account and then reference that to account name here. So we'll click apply, and I'll show you what this actually looks like. If I refresh, you've got this eye icon. You click on it and you'll be able to see the details here like that. So any additional details you want to bring in, you can use doing that. So yeah, be sure to, as I said, there are tons of features here, and you want to click on the question mark to really understand what each of them do. One of my favorite ones is custom actions and what that actually does. Let's say, I'm going to quickly uncheck this. Let's say if you want to add you want to see in depth what each record does, but on a different page. How do you do that? Well, let me show you how it's done. First thing first, I'll bring a page break. Okay, I'll bring it over here, and then I'll go to basic, and I'll add a new page. And on this page, I'm going to create some fields. So bear with me here, and I'll explain the entire process. I'll create first name here. I'll create email. I'll create a text box. And then immobile. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll go back to our page 1, and then if I click on the table and I'll go to advanced, I've got this thing called custom actions. Okay, but before I do that, I'm going to get a hidden field, and I'm going to call this field contact ID. All right, and then I'm going to click on the table, go to advanced, custom actions, click configure, and I'm going to say view contact. My button is going to be called view contact details. All right, actually I'll just call it view contact for now. And then I'm going to say pass the ID to a hidden field contact ID. What does that mean? Here's what that means. So you can see there's a button there now, right? So if I click on form and then go to debug mode and then check show hidden fields, if I save and preview this now, you can see all the data's there, but if I click on this, it passes the record ID in here, into this hidden field, and it changes every contact I click on. What are some of the things you can do here? Let me show you some of the things you can do. So let's say I want to go and write a custom Salesforce action. So if I click this button, it will pass the ID, and then based on that ID, I want to redirect on this page and show the information. Okay, so this is how you do it. So you go to another get, Salesforce integration, get, and then you add object. Choose contact. And this is going to be a Salesforce action, okay? So this, I'm going to write a comment in here. I'm going to say brings data back on in page 2. And then whenever you're using a Salesforce action, you must check this option here, using custom button. Otherwise, it will not work, okay? And then I'm going to write a condition. My condition is going to be simple. Contact ID in Salesforce must equal the contact ID on my hidden field, like this, all right? And then I'll click apply. And then I'll simply go ahead and map the fields. So I'll say first name, last name, email, mobile. So these are the 4 fields I've mapped in this get here, which is a custom action. Now, when are we going to execute this custom action? I'm going to write a condition on a hidden field. I'll click on this hidden field, and I'll go to conditioning, and I'll set a condition. I'll say if current field is not empty, first thing I'm going to do is run a Salesforce action. So this is what the Salesforce action looks like. You'll need to go to your list and select it. So remember, it's going to bring back page data back in page 2. We'll add that in here, all right? And then what we're going to say is, as you're running that action, go to page 2. And then I'll just click apply. I'll uncheck this and then click apply. All right. So now if I save this, look what happens. So if I just refresh this form quickly, I'll click on this one. It's going to redirect me to the second page, not this one. Yes, because I've mapped incorrectly. So let me just go and check. Full name, email.
Go to the condition on the hidden field.
Yeah, is it because I've set it to empty? Let's see, figure conditions. Brings back data in page 2. Apply. I think it's in the mapping, so I just need to quickly go and figure out the mapping.
You can do go to next.
Yeah, okay. So if I click on that, let's go and set the condition again. And we'll say go to next. Click apply, save. Okay, so let's see, we'll pick one here called Joe Blogs. If I click on that, it takes me to the next page and shows me the data. Now it hasn't brought back email and mobile because I haven't mapped them correctly. But that's the premise. What you can do with a table is you can set it up, you can bring back anything, just about anything you want within a table. It could be list of cases, it could be list of anything. And then you can set a button on it and then you click it and it will just take you to the next page to show you a breakdown of more information on there.
I mean, can we take it like to the next level? Like, let's do like this. On this page, like on the second page, like add like a previous button, like go previous. And once clicked, we will update Salesforce and refresh the table.
Yeah, okay.
So we guys, like, we're improvising, so we prepare really something else, so it's gonna take like a bit longer.
Okay, so we'll set up a Salesforce action here, which is what it's going to do is going to update this detail, update the contacts. So let's choose contact, update contact. And again, using a custom button, you must check that. And then in the action, it's going to be update. So I'm going to be updating all the information on page 2. Set condition, and then I'll say contact ID must equal contact ID. Okay, and that's there. Click apply, and then I'll just map the fields that I want to update. So I'll say I'll go and update, show me all my full mapping. The fields I want to update are first name, last name, email, and then mobile. All right, these are the 4 fields I'm going to be updating, and I'll apply that.
Don't forget to map the get to the email as well,
Yeah. And then what we'll do is we'll also do another get for the table here in general. So we'll again get from a contact. What this is going to do is it's going to refresh the table. Refresh table after update.
You're on the push.
Oh, yeah, sorry. My bad. Finish. Let's go to the get.
You know what? Stop on the get. I'm going to show you like a trick, okay? How we can use the same get on like a custom action on the onload part. Okay, so go to the first number, like number 1 get, click edit. Instead of onload, uncheck this guy. Check using custom action button. Good, click apply. So the trick is like how to make it load like when the system loads. So click set condition, do like a dummy condition. Let's say contact ID is not empty. Click apply, again apply. So we've got a few options. The easiest one is like to create a new hidden field, like system value. So if the system value is not empty, trigger like custom action the get. So we can reuse the get on load and when we click back, so we don't need to duplicate the get, okay? So click apply. You got me?
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and assign these Salesforce actions here. We'll go to set, and what we're going to do is first thing first, we're going to update the contact, so we'll add this one. And then what we're going to do is go to previous page. Is that what we're going to set it as, Benny?
No, we need to do like update the get. like for the table, because like once we update the contact, we want to refresh the table. So choose the get, click add.
Yep.
Run it in let's
custom execution.
Yeah, let's do like first the update and not the get. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is so? I'll explain what custom execution order is.
Yeah, good.
So let's say you've got a bunch of actions that are running, but you want them to run in a separate order, or you want to run in a different order. So what I'm going to do here, this is a good example. First thing I want to do is update. So I know this one's going to be number 1. And then I want to refresh the table. So I'm going to set this to number 2. Okay, so 1 and 2. And once this is executed, it will take us to previous page once both of these are completed. So very, very simple. And then I'll just set this to apply, save, and I just want to go ahead and check my mapping correctly on the table here. Fields, make sure all the good stuff is mapped correctly. Cool.
You need to check the mapping on get number 2 first. This one, yeah. I think you missed the email there, maybe.
Yeah, let's check. Yeah, this is mapped. This is the problem.
Yeah.
So let's get rid of
these. Thank you, Aaron. Yeah.
Oh, and we'll do email with email, and then mobile with mobile, like this. Okay.
Yeah, don't forget the hidden field on the page 1, okay, to trigger like the get.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll go back here, and then here. Condition.
Create a new one because we need this one.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll set this to a system value. Let's just say in time. Let's just say now or something. And then what we're going to do is we're going to write a condition on this. Say if current field is not empty.
Good.
Then go ahead and configure and trigger the get, which is the refresh here. Brings back to this one here.
Yeah, exactly.
And add that. And that's it. You're good to go. So click apply, 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 click save, and then let's preview. So if I preview, you can see that it's brought back because this is not empty. It's bringing the time back. Now, if I search for a contact, I can click on it. It will take me to the page and show me all the related data. And then I can just update anything I want in here, really. But I'll just go ahead and update the mobile quickly to show you how it looks like. So we'll say 90000, like this. And then I'll just go ahead and submit it. Now it's going to go ahead and update it. And it's also going to refresh this here. So you can see now there is a new updated data. Okay. So very cool functionality where you can just click on anything you've brought back, click on it, it will bring the record ID in here. And we've written a condition on this that if this is not empty and it's got a value in there, go to the next page and then bring the related data on here. And then what we've done is we've done Salesforce action where we clicked it, it's updated it, and then taken us to the first page and shown us the refreshed version as well. Any questions, Benny, before we move on?
No, perfect. Let's see what they want to ask. Let's see. Why do we need a hidden field? Okay, so basically we want to trigger something like a get. So the hidden field, go to the form builder, please, to the system value.
Yeah.
We've got nice functionality with hidden, so you can set a default value based on like a system value. So go to the basic. So we choose like use system value, like you've got like quite some few variables. So whenever we will set this value in the hidden field, like when the page loaded, then we run a condition to trigger the get. So show them the condition again.
Yeah, so I'll show you the condition. Second, make a condition that says if current field is not empty.
And it's not empty because it's a system value which is updated on load.
Yeah, and then that's where it executes this. And your question is, and get does the refresh, correct? The get does a refresh as well.
Exactly, it's the same get. Yeah. So instead of duplicating the get, we're using the same one.
Absolutely.
Good.
Okay, moving on from here. What else do we want to talk about? Should we do multi-relationships?
I don't know if they can take it. So yeah, for sure, let's do it.
Okay, let's do multi-relationship. So let me just clear out the canvas here, and then we'll
anyone got questions? Like, feel free.
Yeah,
if
please.
It's too much, if it's too easy, just give us like directions.
I'll just open a brand new canvas.
Very cool, Amit. This is like from Itai.
Thanks, Itai.
You got the job, Amit. You're very good.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll talk about multi-relationships and how to create with different objects and then make sure you're linking them together at the same time as well. So what I'll do is I'll use a section and then we'll go ahead. I was thinking we can show them repeated.
Yeah, I tell you what I'm thinking now. Like we can show like do like this. A text box, put like an email. We will get the open like the cases. I don't know if you have data. Do you have like cases data or like attachment?
I have cases, yeah.
Okay, good. So we can load like based on a get, we will load like a specific attachment, and for every attachment we will load, for every case we will load a specific attachment. So we can load like 3-level nested data. So put this one like outside the repeat, like contact email.
Okay, call this one contact
and then
email.
Inside the repeat case number, it's enough, and then like another section like attachments.
Case number.
And you can change it obviously.
Yeah. So you want me to put another section within this section?
Yeah, okay. Another section.
Let's add another section in here.
Make it like blue or like some other color, like we can see it nicely.
Yeah, I'll give it a border.
Yeah, whatever. Good.
No.
And inside we can put like an href or like a text box for the file name, let's say attachment name or like something simple.
Call it attachment name.
Yep. So it's like one to many, and like contact one, many cases, for every case, many attachments. So like one to many, and there's no limit of how deep you can go with form titan. Really, like no limits. So yeah, let's
definitely. Okay, so let's go to the get, and the first thing we'll do is based on an email, we'll bring back cases. So case, and then
I would do like get the contact first.
Yeah.
And then as a child get the cases, and then like a grandchild like take the attachments.
Okay. Let's bring back contact, and we're going to load this. Should we do it in a custom action or just standard?
Use it like standard, like it's fine.
And we'll say email equals email.
Yep. You don't need to map anything. You just need the access for the record. So click apply.
That's it. And now we're just going to add a child to this. Or should I add as a separate object?
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Then I'll go to the case, and then we're going to bring back all the cases for that specific contact. Again, we'll set
for all the contacts. Yeah, exactly. Like let's check that the condition are good.
Yeah. So here you can see that the mapping has already automatically been done. So contact ID equals contact ID.
Yeah, we understand the mapping in Salesforce, but sometimes you've got multi-relationships, so we choose the first one, so you can fix it.
Yeah. And then we'll go into the mapping, and then we'll do case number with case number. This, then I'll apply. I'll add some comment. Cases back.
Let's start with this, and then we can add like the next level, so we can see it working.
Click apply. Okay, so let's save and preview. So I know Joe Blogs, one contact has 3 cases. So let's see which contact it is. It's this one here, okay? It's got this email. So if I go ahead and type in email.com and I just tab out, you can see it's brought back multiple cases. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them into auto sizing so you can see them better, like this. And then let's refresh. Okay, look, there you go. It's brought back all the cases related to this contact in a section. And then you can modify per section as well if you want. Now we'll go ahead and bring some attachments from it. I'm not sure if I've got any attachments in my cases at the moment.
You can just show like how you do the mapping and it's fine. Like it's not really
Yeah. So regarding the attachments, or if it's files, here's what you can, files or attachments, either one doesn't really matter. It's the same premise really. So what you can do is go to the get, and under plus, you can choose files or attachments. I'll choose files in this case. Okay, and then you can add a comment like brings back file data. And then the condition, say bring all, set conditions. So look, it's going to say the first published location ID equals 1.1. So what it's saying is, where are these files published? We know it's published in the case, and so it's going to use the case ID. And then click apply, and then you just simply map the fields. So you can just call it attachment name, file, so I think it's called title, yep. Title, apply and finish, save, let's refresh, type in here. So look, luckily I do have one attachment. So look, it's brought back the attachment for one case here. The rest of them don't really have any attachments, so you won't be able to see anything. But as you can see, how you can go from one layer to another within a section, and it's a pretty cool feature in there.
Good. Let's, I'll give you like another example.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let's say we're gonna give me the email and I wanna see all your attachment from all your cases. Okay, so we can use the same structure and change it a bit.
Yeah.
So, so basically you need to use the in command, and you don't need to map. So let's remove the case section.
Yep, okay, so let's, one second, let me remove this, and then we can get rid of this.
You got the new detached, so you can show it to them as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you get stuck into something like that, just click detach, and you can detach the section and delete it directly as well. Okay.
Let's play with the attachment, like put like an href, so we can also show them how to read like a file and maybe like a viewer file. So put like an href or like a file viewer. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. You got like images there on Salesforce?
Might not. So shall I get like a
href? Yeah, like a link.
Okay. So we'll get a href in here.
Who knows what you got like there? Like it's dangerous.
It's all good stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so that's what we're going to use href, and then now what we're going to do is we'll go to form.
So just like to remind everyone, like we're gonna give me the email. We're gonna load all the attachment for the relevant cases based on the contact. Okay, good.
Yeah. So in the get, we will do in the file here.
Let's start with the second one first.
Okay.
So on the case, basically we don't need to map anything. So you need to remove the mapping from the case. It's really important because when you use the in command, you must use it like if something like, okay, good.
Because we deleted the field.
Because we removed the fields. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Click apply.
Yeah.
And then on 111, we need to change it a bit. So it's like in. So what mean in? It's like we can take multiple record IDs like automatically. So click apply. And go to the map fields. Oops. And map the href like with the body. Yeah.
Let's see.
The URL.
The body will go. Well, this will be the version data.
It's a file, version data.
Yeah.
Good.
So for files, it'll be version data.
And the text will be like the title.
Yeah.
So we can see something nice. Yeah. Good.
Apply and finish. Click save, and then let's now go ahead and preview this. I'll type in my stuff. It's going to bring back, there's a demo document. And then if I click this, it will show you the document. Let me bring it to the left, like this. Because there was only one document in all the cases, this is the document that's available.
Let's play with the link a bit. Go to the form builder.
Yeah.
So we can use the link. If you click on the link, go to the setting. the basic.
Yep.
You've got like open, like target. So you can use like a model. I like the model screen, like, yeah. So click save and see how it's changed. You've got tons of features like in behaviors. So everyone likes something else. I like this one. Okay, it's like downloaded like because of this machine settings. So whenever you click,
yeah, it's my settings. Yeah.
It's fine. But
yeah, so either way,
like
yeah, if you got your setting correctly, if you got your settings correctly, for me it's just downloading directly. What it will do is it will show you the image directly into a modal, and then you'll be good to go from there on. What is it that next that we want to focus on here? Should we show them?
Improvise.
Okay. Then let's see. We'll talk about.
You want to do the same thing like with push. So let's say we're gonna create like a contact account, and then we're gonna go back to the account and update the primary contact ID. Do you have like a primary contact ID field?
Let's have a look. Primary contact field. Do I have one?
So I want to show them how you go back to an updated record like from the push. Yeah, good.
Yes, I do.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So we'll do that in this.
Create, it's fine, yeah.
Yeah. So let's go full name. Let's get account name. Text box.
And do like a checkbox is primary, so we can do it like with rule condition. I think they can take it.
Yeah. And this
you guys, everything is good. Like the chat is like quite silent, so I think like they're gone. Okay. No.
They're still here.
Yeah, I think so.
So what I've done is I've got two fields here. I'll call this one prospect rating because these are one of the mandatory fields in Salesforce. So I'll go ahead and sync it from Salesforce. Select an object. Object is going to be account, and my pick list is going to be rating, prospect rating. I'll click apply. Okay, so that's my account name, prospect rating. Next up, I'll just add an email field in here. And then we'll add a mobile as well. Actually, I'll use a text box for this. Okay, and then I'll get a submit button over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to create account, we're going to create contact, and we're going to link that contact as a primary contact for that account.
I want to say something. People say like they really like it, so we will try like stay modest, but this is only the beginning of that. Like it's really like the first course. We've got like 9 different courses, so the third and the fourth one are really, really heavy stuff. So stay tuned.
Yeah. So back to here, we'll go to Salesforce integration and we'll do a push. Here, we're going to go ahead and add an object. Our first object is going to be account. And this one will say create account. Okay, and the action is going to be create. And then we'll just simply map the fields. We'll say account name, we'll go to account name. And then prospect rating, we'll go to prospect rating. Apply, apply. Now, we can add an object and create a contact, but how do we link those two together? For that, we need to click on plus, which is called add child. So it adds a child relationship to the account. And then you can choose contact, create contact, and then we can go ahead and map the fields. You can see that the account ID has automatically been mapped for you as you create the child relationship. So once we've done that, we'll just simply go ahead and add the fields for our contact. We'll say first name, we'll say last name, email, and mobile. Okay, nice and easy. And then I click apply, apply again. Now we want to link this contact to the account as a primary contact. To do that, we'll go ahead and add another child like this, and we'll choose account. And we can say this adds primary contact. And then action is going to be create, map fields, and then...
You need to do the update, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, this one's going to be an update, but... And then condition is going to be simply account ID equals #1 hashtag account.
Yeah, this is really, really important because like the #1, step #1, it means like you got access to all of the fields from #1. Let's say you got like a formula field or like an auto number field. So you got access to it like after the push, so we can use it like in different pushes or get.
Yeah. And then you click apply, and then in the mapping here, you simply find your primary contact, and then you set this to hashtag 1.1 contact ID. That's it, very simple. So apply, and then look, here's your condition, here's your mapping, click apply, and then these are your nested push that you're about to do. So you're about to create a account, then you create a contact, and then when that contact is linked, we update the account with that contact as a primary contact. All right, click save.
Good.
Preview, and then let's show you how it works. So we'll say nested demo account. We'll say hot, and then we'll say demo student 1 relationship at formtitan.com, and then I'll add a random number in here. Okay, now if I click submit, it's going to go ahead and run all those queries. But how do we find out where the issue is or if it's gone through successfully or not? There are a few ways. I'll show you the first one. So it's in the integration logs. So click on form, Salesforce integration, integration logs, and then give it a refresh. And you can see that it will be as per your time zone. So for me, it's 5:45 here. And then you can see that it's run all the queries successfully. So if I go into an account that we just created, you can see there is my account, nested demo account. You can see the contact. You can see the primary contact that's been linked to it. This is my primary contact, and this is the contact that's been created, and it's also got account name linked to it. So it's run all those queries really nicely simultaneously and created it for you.
Good. Ziva is asking what's happened if something is failing in the middle.
Okay, so yeah, so I'll use like a really easy example here. So let me just get rid of this, and I'll show you exactly how it works. Let's go here. I want to get rid of this for now, and then I'll add a new one. And what we'll do is we'll create a content. I'll show you how the error messaging works. Let's say I'll go ahead and map the fields, like first name, last name, email, and then we'll do mobile. Okay, so these are the fields that are mapped. Cool. Now, what I want to do is look in the messages here, okay? So you can check this, and this will show any error message to a user. You can also map, if you're using multi-languages in your organization, you can map your error message depending on your language to a hidden field as well. Okay, so you can do that. But when I've checked show error message to users, this is not going to show error message to the user if there's a duplicate in there. I'll give you a quick example. So if I click apply, finish, and save, and then let's say this contact here, demo student 1, we'll create this one again, okay? Because we know it already exists. So if I preview, type in, let's get the second name, type that in there. Let's get the email, and then let's get the phone number as well. Okay, so if I put this in, click submit, you can see, look, this is an error message directly from Salesforce, and it will show you, it'll say duplicates detected. Do you want to use one of these records? And this is coming directly from Salesforce itself. That's one place where you can show a custom error message, and you can completely build this to whatever you want, really. And the best way to find out how to do that is look at these videos and they will show you how to exactly do those by clicking on these options here. And in the second place, if you're still struggling and you don't know what's happened, it's in the integration logs. Like, look at that, it's a refresh. It will tell you exactly what the error message is. So there are 2 places you can see that.
Good. I see that like we've got like a nice guest, like CDO. It's like our Chief Donkey Officer. Schnur, come up. Hey, say hi. Good.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else that we need to cover, or should we wait for a bit of a Q&A here?
Let's do. Yeah, go ahead, Schnur. Yeah.
Amit, what Ziva meant is before you showed that you push contact and account separately, and then you update one another. And she asked what happens if one of them fails. Do both fail? Only one fails?
Well,
it will stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Ziva, what I see from your question is technically in the scenario that Amit did. So, for instance, if the account failed, then it will stop. But if the account ran, then it will create an account. And if the contact fails, then just the contact will fail. But the account will be there because it ran first, because they're not really coupled until you try and update them.
Amit, let's show them like one more thing, okay?
Yeah.
Like, and then we're done. So create like a section, bear with me.
Okay.
Like put only like one text box, like account name. We're gonna show you how to do a bulk insert. Like it's very, very fast, like if you want to create like multiple records. So exactly, put like a text box. You can make it even smaller, like on the section, like you can make auto-populate like number of items, so it will be easier, yeah. Good.
And then I'll get the drop down which is required to create an account.
No.
All right, let's see. Let's go and sync from Salesforce, account, and then we'll get prospect rating. Okay, click apply. Now what we're going to do is bulk mode. So to do that, go to form.
Yeah, one second. Click on the section. We don't want to work hard. Click on the section, go to basic. You see, 1 second, scroll down a bit. You've got populate items, you see? The populate item, type like 4, like number of visible item 4 on the right side. There you go. So we've got like automatically like 4 items and then create like a push.
Yep. Okay, so let's go to form, let's go to push. So we can get rid of this, add object.
Yeah, so it's important to understand, like we will do like one push. We understand the data structure, and if there are like many, we will push many.
So for that, you need to check bulk mode.
Well, Amit, run it without first. Show them the logs and then put it.
Yeah. Show them how much time it takes. Yeah, without the bulk mode, like do like a custom action, so they will. You can open like a network.
Yeah. Okay. So
set as
Okay. So we'll map it to account name, prospect rating, like this. Apply, finish. And then let me just increase the size here.
Yeah, and you need like a small button or something. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we'll just add a button in here. This. Good. Add and apply.
Perfect.
All right, so let's go ahead and create this. So I'll call this count 1, count 2.
Don't click submit. Yeah.
3, 4. And I'll just change this to hot, warm, cold, and not known.
Yeah, okay. Like open like inspect before, so they can see the differences. Good.
Okay.
Go to the network.
Yeah.
Perfect. So whenever like we will click submit now, it means like we're running like 4 different API calls. Okay. So click submit. and you see like it finished like under like a second, okay? Which is not so bad, right?
Yeah.
So let's change the bulk mode and see what's happening.
Yeah, do you want to show them here as well that, look, it's created 4 different APIs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
So as you can see, it's created 4 different APIs here, 4 API calls. So if you go back to the bulk mode, this will all be done in one. So if I go back in here and then check bulk mode, click apply, finish, save, and then look, if I refresh this now, and then let's say account 5, account 6, account 7, and then account 8. And I'll go ahead and set prospect rating for each one. Warm, cold, not known. And I'll click submit.
Click on the network. Oops.
Inspect, network.
Change like the numbers again. You don't need to refresh. So,
okay.
Okay, just like click again. It's fine.
Well, you want me to just change the numbers?
No, I don't know. You can click on the submit again. It's fine.
Okay, I'll click on the submit.
Click again. Like do like few tests. Like sometimes like the like loads on the server, so you cannot compare like 1-to-1, but it's like 4 or 5 times faster. So click again.
Yeah.
See, now it's like a bit slower, like because something is going on. Maybe on the API call or like on stress on the server, but it's really, really fast. Like.
Yeah. And then if you look in here as well, that it's actually just a one API call, which has created multiple records in bulk.
Yeah, it's like also important, like the more data you got, the faster it will run. So
yeah.
Perhaps it's not like a good idea like with 4 only, but it's much, much faster.
Yeah, so rather than having 4 different...
For your API limits. So if you use it, you can save yourself on the API limit.
Yeah, so instead of like using 4 here, you just used 1, and then you've created all the records.
Yeah, someone is asking if we can insert like random number. Yeah, we can use the calculated field and create a random like number script. It's very easy. We will go over it like in I think like session 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Basically we're done, Amit. So let's see, like last question maybe, 1 or 2.
Benny?
Yes.
Benny, I just want to mention that bulk mode option is only available for if you have a nested actions. So it is available for the most nested action.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Can we insert default value? Create to like this. Yeah. Okay. No question. It's good. So guys, thank you very much. Amit,
yes. Thank you guys.
As usual, like good job.
Really appreciate your time. And again, let us know if you have any further questions.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The recording will be sent to you. Don't worry.
We'll send you guys a recording. Thank you. Bye.